Hello, how is it going? It is a Thursday. Oh wow, it's a Thursday. We're almost there. We're almost in the home stretch. Oh man. It has been a really miserable day. It's been a miserable week. It's been so rainy. It's so miserable. It's so dark out. I haven't ran in forever. I haven't walked in forever. I feel so lethargic. Ugh. Really kills my morale. What's it called? Feels like it's been going on forever. Apparently, what's it called? There's an update on this console. I just learned from, what's it called? Nahobino that they updated the PS5. So now, what's it called? I'll be able to actually have backgrounds. But they did it in time with all the shitty news. Like, what's it called? The Pro looks so bad. Be like, oh boy, like the main appeal is being able to see like the NPCs. It'd be like, I get to notice how bad the NPCs look in this game now. Like, all because of the miracle of modern contemporary consoles. And it's like, oh, we're not actually doing anything. We're not changing anything. What innovation is left aside from just fucking things up? Or just like expecting more money for just the bare minimum. The bare minimum. I'm like, this stuff doesn't even, it's not even necessary. Like, I feel like I bought the original one out of FOMO because it's one of those like, you know what, like they're giving me like, what's it called, invite to get this, and it's hard to get, so I should probably get this so that I'll be able to have games to play in the future. And I'm just like, look, aside from like the Final Fantasy games or some fighting games, like there's not really much I use this console for. And sometimes I play sports games now. Sometimes it's just nice to play. But like, aside from small things that I could feasibly play on the 4, like with just the extra bells and whistles of a new console, like it doesn't make it any more useful. Like, we already kind of hit the peak. We kind of hit the apex. Like, what's it called? Hitting the time skip in FF16 and seeing like Old's grown up like Joshua, who's feathered ass hair. Like, that's the peak of your console. Seeing Barrett in his ripped chest, or Tifa and or Booba. Like, these are the peak. We've already hit the peak. What else is there? It's like, and then like the posit for this, or the main thesis behind it is, oh, like you could play more games where you're just kind of like watching a cutscene. You could play a game that doesn't really want to be a game. It wants to be something that's like something that you could watch on TV. Or I think the worst thing is that a lot of times, like when it comes to video game stories, unless it's something like indie, like most of it is not going to pale in comparison to a good movie. Like, there's so many good movies out there that you could be watching, and you'd be getting a more substantial experience from it. Like, movies are awesome. I love movies. But what's it called? You're giving me a video game, and the video game is just like something you would see on sci-fi. That's a movie you would see on sci-fi that you're just putting into like video game form. And because it's in video game form, now we're just like, oh, are games art now? And it's like, no, you turned a really shitty movie into a really good game. Or you took a really crappy TV show and you turned it into a functional game. That's why David Cage games are dog shit. It's why The Last of Us just drags forever. It is just rough to play. Or why God of War is just like having to like let the controller do the work for you. Where it's like Horizons, you're only seeing like gameplay footage of people that actively don't want to play the game, or are just doing things like goofing around and not actually engaging with the mechanics. Because if you engage with the mechanics, things would feel a lot more boring and dull. Sorry, this is a bit of a PlayStation rant. I'm just As somebody who grew up with PlayStation, like, this is a really bummy thing. I grew up in Nintendo too, but at the very least, like, you aren't, it's not like these people are just lost sight. You have people saying, oh man, we've ran out of IPs, we've ran out of like things to do. It's like, you have a whole laundry list. You came out with a game recently that has a tribute to every single IP that you guys elevated, but instead of treating it like a, a, a working ground to be able to mine through and see what you could work with, you're treating Astrobot like a graveyard of your old IP. You're making this guy patrol through all of the dead IPs that you're not interacting with. So the ones that you are like pushing out and supporting are just your like movies. They're just like movies. Just really shitty movies you would see on Sci-Fi, or really shitty movies that you would catch on like Lifetime, but with some duck and cover shooting. Be like, I could watch this on Tubi, but I could also play the video game for it. Now the video game for it. Hello, Friedel Schlintz. Hello, Friedel Schlintz. How's it going? Yeah, there's so many IPs in Astrobot that people are begging for it. Yeah, it's so miserable. You have so many to work with. Sorry, I should be getting on with the game, but I know that what's it called? It's just really demoralizing, because it's like, I just read recently somebody was like trying to see, they were saying like, oh, like we don't have any, like we don't have enough IPs to work with, and it's like, this game is full of all of the IPs that you could work with. How did you guys let this happen? Like, it's not bad to have, like, the AAA games, but I feel like variety's the spice of life, and I think that a lot of the higher-ups just don't want variety. They want whatever is popular, but whatever is popular is starting to turn into, like, a curse. Because now you're just saying, like, oh, maybe the best route is to play, like, what's it called? This game that's just a service. Or maybe games as a service is the future. And that's why, what's it called? We're not seeing anything from... Why so many of like the games of service things that Sony was trying to push just didn't work. Let's see, this is rice. Seems that Pony won't be selling me seeds today, so I have to just... Maybe 8 pieces of rice. 8 rice is fine. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I should dig a hole here. Where is the till? There is the till. There we go. Not planting anything there. That's... There we go. Pony, save me. I don't want to just plant rice. Good to see ya. Let's see. Pony burst into a huge grin as you approached. She was reminded of you while she worked on a new plant. You kiss for a moment. Then it's back to work. Alright, banana. Lime? It's so expensive. Sure, let's YOLO it. Alright, cabbage. Let's buy some cabbage. Let's buy banana. There we go. Like, please make any of this work. Any of it. Let's see. Maybe the lime should be over here. There we go. Oh no, afternoon. Alright, and then the rest, this one can be banana, and then the rest can be rice. Oh cool, that extra one got filled with rain. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. I might just have to go over here. Wasting so much of the day, like planting. I think all my crops dried up, so now I'm like, oh no. 2, 1, and 0. There we go. But yeah, I was talking about the PS5 because what's it called? Uh, a voice actor I follow was mentioning that like there's some like update where you can actually like customize the backgrounds now, and like it's not only is this a little too late, but it's like right after like you just gave this like announcement for the Pro, and the Pro's like big draw was like just kind of like being able to fill out like the NPC like stuff, where like it's like, oh, now the NPCs are less hazy and you can see them. They haven't added themes. It was a thing on like the PS4. Even on the PS3 you had like other ones, but PS3, PS4 it had it. PS5 it wasn't until like maybe just today. Yeah. Like it's just very like there just isn't really much character to it. It's very basic. It's just been very basic for like I think I might have gotten around like 2020, maybe like the end of 2021, 2022. It is pretty I was like, man, where's Elvis? Elvis is usually here. Unless he's outside. Oh. Grasses grow so fast here. Such a pain to trudge through. I'm feeling a little antsy right now. It's always too quiet around here. Hard to explain. Anyways, good to see you. Yeah. It almost kind of was like pulling teeth just to get like, what's it called on the system? Just to get, what was it? Demos. It felt like when you had to look for demos in the PS5 shop, like you had to like really like dig through the search bar. Only like recently have they had like a tab that says here are the demos you can choose from. Oh no, this is a really sad one. I miss it. It feels like, yeah, it's such a rarity nowadays. I think the big problem is like they don't want to like spoil the game, or they think that it's gonna like take too much from it, or not sure what the big deal is. I feel like recently they've gotten a little bit better with it, but I think one thing they almost feel pressure for is like, how can we put out demos where you can like apply your save data to like the game itself? I'm like, this is why you're overthinking it. Because the demo can just be whatever you put out in like the conventions, whatever you have in PAX, or like, I guess back when E3 was a thing. Like different like demonstrations where they put people in like a room and you play through it, and then you're like, oh, that's good. Just release that like maybe like 6 months from then. I don't know. It's easy as they're getting the experience of playing the WiiWare demo of one level a million times. Or like having to buy like the discs from like the magazines. And it just being like, look, like I know I'm playing the beginning of MGS3 like Virtuous mission like probably like 50 times in a row, but this is going to be the taste I get before I can actually feasibly get this game. But yeah, it's... Yeah, this particular scene's really upsetting, because what's it called? For added context, like, one of, like, my neighbors ended up building, like, a Stargate, or this kind of, like, metal gate around here, where, they were supposed to go through this portal, but they got stuck behind the portal, so now everyone misses them really badly. And thinking of you. Keep your chin up, pal. See you again, pal. Oh. It's so upsetting. Where's... Oh, I should get across here. Is everyone over there? Oh, they're just... Flowers that pony left for ants. Maybe I shouldn't have taken this. I like this game's color palette. It's very earthy. Yeah, what's it called? I feel like this almost kind of ties in with the old PlayStation kind of discussion, because I feel like a lot of the appeal of this game for me is the fact that it does kind of look like Okage, like Shadow King, where it kind of looks like Chulip, where even though it's kind of like plays like a life simulator or like a farming sim, like it just has that kind of like really like kind of, I guess, old schoolish kind of charm where everything's kind of like blocky but like very warm and pixelated. It's such a nice feeling like that. That's another thing where I'm just like, oh man, it's good that this is playable on that Okage is like playable on new consoles. But like, oh thanks, no pony. All right, go on. All right. Man, Elvis still doesn't want to serve food. Let me see if there's any exclusive scenes with Pony. Alright, go on. And sometimes in like the cut scenes, you just kind of see like the really blocky faces up close, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is like those really old RPGs back then, on like the PS2 era. Probably put this on. Do I have any other seeds now? There we go. Put the rice in here, sell these snails. I feel pretty awful for taking this. Like take all of the pony all of the pony plants and just take them here and be like, you can't be mad at me, I just wanted all of the plants, it reminds me of you. And it's like, let's see, maybe Marshall. I would never get any cool scenes with like Marshall and Marie. It's always just like them sitting down and having food. Hope you like the rain and dust. We got it all. Okay then. Okay, let me out. Let me out. I'm stuck. I'm actually stuck here. Oh no! Come on, Marshall. There we go. I was concerned a moment because I was like, oh man. The same thing happened when I was playing like Pokemon Scarlet, like I think like a couple months ago, where like it glitched out really bad and I got stuck to a wall. And I was just like, wait. Or I think like the other day, it might have been like, it might have been the last time Scarvio experience, just being like, just clipping through a mountain, just being, let me out, let me out. I usually play it on Tuesdays, but like, sometimes it's just really fun to see exactly like how much I can break the game just by like trying to like just aggressively engage with it. Good morning. Brand new cycle. Very nice, yes? Very exciting time. One of my favorite duties, deliver an output valuation. This information should be used to help shape your focus in our next cycle. I can't believe it's been an entire cycle since you've arrived. Let's continue. Let's see, here's our tablet. First off, looks like your output's much better than the last cycle. Though I suppose that makes sense. Official word on your output volume's excellent. The aggregate quality of output, also excellent. Overall quality, excellent. I couldn't be happier for you. Off to an excellent start. Ah. Well, that's all for now. I'm already looking forward to our next cycle's output evaluation. I'm sure I'll see it before then, though. Goodbye. Well, let me click out a moment. Come on, no. Come on, let me leave. Alt tab. There we go. Oh no. Alt tab. There we go. No. There we go. VTube Studio. Up. You're not helping me calibrate. Oh no. There we go. There we go. Magic. It's like I felt like my face was a little bit stiff. I feel like while I was talking about the consoles, I was just like, my face is just like. There we go. We got some line here. Let's see. 1, 2, and then 3. Oh. 3. Let's see 3 more. I was enjoying the accidental smugness. I feel like there might still be a little bit of smugness. I feel like my eyes are kind of like, I don't think anything changed. I tried to calibrate it. And I was like, maybe my eyes are just always going to be like this. I feel like sometimes my eyes only like pop out when I'm like actually like but like every other time my eyes are just like The worst thing is when I itch my nose, so it always looks like my mouth is like so like I'll itch my nose, it'll be like VTube always feels like it does nothing. Sometimes it's like it hopes that you rigged the model like in a right way, but even if you rig the model in the right way, sometimes like things just still kind of come out. Or like sometimes like my like mic will cover my face, so sometimes it just kind of feels like I'm like making faces I never intended to make. Pony burst into a huge grin. She just reminded you of lucky for a plant. Kiss for a moment, and then back to work. Oh, there's no more dialogue. Or I have to wait until the game says I deserve dialogue. Man, Elvis has a smoke break. I like that you come and hang out with me. Hey, good to see you. I can't justifiably eat here. Let's talk to people. First time I met Carol, he was scrubbing plastic off the frying pan. A lot of the Moon Company food stuff come wrapped in plastic, and I guess the last chef here never heard of it. Anyway, well, Carol wanted everything in order for me. God bless him. Gosh bless. Good to see you. Let's see. When I was young, I ate too fast. Now I think about every bite as I chew, taste, swallow. I think it's nice to eat slow, but it was better to be young. There's always. Let's see. What other places there? I guess I would have to check up on ends. Oh. Now, usually my Tuesday streams have a little more, what's it called? My Tuesday, Thursday streams are a little, like, probably, I would say, like, shorter. So usually it's like an hour, hour to an hour and a half. Usually on the weekends, I'm at, like, maybe, like, 2 hours. But that's because, I have a little bit more time on, like, Sunday mornings. Rather than, like, the late evening. This is one of those, like, after work, I need to unwind and play some stuff, so it's usually Pokemon, and Thursday's a little more open, but I was recommended Before the Green Moon not too long ago. And it's been treating me pretty good. At least as far as, like, giving me a nice experience. Oops. The umbrella. Then Sunday I play, like, Persona 3. I'm not sure if today I might, or this week I might, like, play, like, something different, just to mix things up. I've been playing it since, like, maybe, like, February. Or, like, I love Persona 3. It's like my favorite of the bunch. I've also been playing on my own time SMT5, and I just love that game. I love that one, and I love the original and Vengeance, but Vengeance is definitely an awesome one. but I love Persona 3. I just got to the month of November, so what's it called? Yeah, I feel like FES is really awesome. I think that was it called. That was like my first Persona, just playing it in like high school with the FES. Oh no, the chickens! I haven't fed the chickens yet. But yeah, Persona 3, I would probably say I really like FES. I like how difficult it was. I like how the what's it called? You got like a good feel for like time management. Or almost kind of felt like your time management was a little more crucial. Cause it almost kind of feels like I love the newer one. Just because it's a little more convenient. And like it's a little more chill. Also getting to know getting a lot of like the events is pretty nice. I like a lot of the hangout events that you can get, but at the same time, I do kind of miss the little bells and whistles that 3 have, where like, yeah, it feels like you have like a new experience every time. Instead of trying to like min-max your experience with the game to try to get as many people as possible and finish it, everyone has like their own characters that they prioritize and that they like wish to like put a little extra effort into. Sometimes you just completely miss out on people, but I feel like it adds to like the element of like it makes your time feel all the more precious. Did I eat that? Hey. Alright, go on. Or I like how like a lot of your time with like Tartarus has to be a little bit weighed out because you could feasibly get sick if you go for too long and you have to like manage your health a little bit. It almost kind of feels like instead of having to worry about like the personas you gather and whether like the Arcana is the proper Arcana to advance, like there was a little more added element in just making sure you were able to get everything done in time. But in the sense that like you were able to kind of make the connections that you made. So that instead of feeling burdened to have like all of the personas that you can, you're kind of just like dealt with whoever that you were able to like chill with. Yeah, I feel like I really like, I know it's an unpopular opinion, but I actually also really love Tartarus. I think it's the idea of like kind of having a very basic dungeon that you like kind of go upon. No gimmicks, like no nothing aside from just kind of like the maps like kind of change, and as you start to get more and more like up, things start to get a little more topsy-turvy and it starts to look like you're kind of like in like a sort of Alice in Wonderland sort of like kind of maze. Like, because I feel like in 4 like a lot of it was kind of like a little bit of a pain to navigate. And then in 5, like, the palaces were great, but like, Mementos was like, just really rough. But yeah, like, the music kind of like, the music gets progressively like murkier and murkier. Or like, what's it called? Like seeing just kind of like how trippy and surreal like a lot of like the environments get in Tartarus. It has such a good vibe to it. The music is really nice. It has that sort of pop kind of, that poppy kind of feel to it, but also just like a little bit of like, you get like a good mix of like Lotus Juice's like kind of like really funny rapping, but also like the kind of just like bubblegum pop aesthetic of like your sort of school themes, or like what's it called, When the Moon Reaches the Stars. That one was really good. Some of the remixes are a bit off, some of them are really nice. Hi TM12, how's it going? I am, what's it called, I am a little into Before the Green Moon again, but what's it called, the only cutscene I saw was what's it called, apparently was Pony and Elvis going to the, I guess, the Stargate. Or the portal and leaving a flower for ins. I really want to watch Peak, but I'm so eepy. You can rest if you need to, don't worry. I feel bad if you're pushing yourself. Oh my crapping god! Oh, the potato. Just got back from the airport. Oh, I imagine having to fly around. That's gotta be really exhausting, yeah. It's alive! I mean, the plants are alive, but it's moving. What is it? It's dog. Oh, close as I can muster. It's enough plant. Should be safe though. But close as can be, I'd say. Look at it. So cute. It is. It is pretty cute. Come here, doggy. The first of your kind. I'll call you Genesis. Come on, let's find you a home. Gotta make more of these seeds. We're bringing dogs back, Rachna. Take that up there. We got dogs again, too. The flight back plus the travel home. Oh yeah, it's like a lot at once. It's having to allocate quite a bit. So sorry you have to deal with that. It's a lot to contend with, having to deal with like the flight back and then having to travel on over. Watch a couple minutes, head to bed, check out the watch. It's good, yeah, of course. The VOD's always here. But what's it called? I'm really glad you were able to pop up. Let's see. There's this one, there's this one. My potato. The potato grew. Potato baby grew. Let's see, it's almost afternoon. I don't think I have any seeds I can buy. Yes. I should hydrate. Yeah, they're so dry. Let's see, cashews. Oh, dang it. Got some cashews. Home screen, loose wire, long tail. Oh, it's so expensive. Let's see if I have any other ones I can dig up. Let's see, cashews. There we go. Oh, that filled up just in time. There we go. Put those two cashews on over here. Oh, pony's over there! I can actually buy seeds, okay. I was just being silly. Pony person with a huge grin. We kiss for a moment, then back to work. Alright, let's get this. Get another potato. Let's get a few extra cabbages. An extra lime. Alright, perfect. Let's see, two of these, there's two, there's this one. Let's get another lime tree. And then let's get this potato one, maybe next to the lime? Yeah, next to the lime. I should keep trying to dig stuff. Oh no. It's taking up a lot of energy. They're like, you should not have enough. You should never have enough resources. You have been officially banned from having resources. Let's see. There we go. Perfect. Oh man, I got overzealous. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna plant as much as possible. And now I'm like, oh wait, watering. The only luck I have at the moment is that it's a rainy season. But like, Elvis isn't always going to be available. Come on, Elvis, I need food. Kamen Rider? I should talk to you instead. We had an old guitar at my comp, 4 strings. It's very popular. Hard to get a turn with it. I hear anyone can get their own 6-string guitar up here. That is interesting. Come on, Elvis. I'm starving. Kamen Rider? There we go. I don't think there's anyone I could talk to in here. Maybe I'll try to get to Pony's house before night rolls around. Come on. There we go, cutscene. I gotta get my southern drawl back. My, what's it called? The Summer He Coulda Died voice. Pony, are you okay? Man, why is the potato levitating? It's not like crawling, it's like floating. It happened. What happened? One of my designs. It was approved. That's great. It's like potatoes can just do that now. It's like, haven't you heard, Rock? Now potatoes just do that. Haven't you been to a store lately? I don't know how to feel. Here, I already printed a crop. Whoa! It's a sword made of, like, corn. Is that corn? Is that a bean? I want you to have it. Thanks, Pony. Thank you. Spending time with me. You let me work at the farm. Things have been getting better since you've come. And now, they've accepted a design. It looks so menacing with just this giant, like, plant sword. Any more? Alright, go on. Interact. Man, it's like, what's it called? It's like sliding across the room. Let's see, I wanna see it go again. It's so fun. The future's made of virtual insanity and always seem to be governed by this love we have for useless twisting. It's like, come on, float a little bit. It's like slide across the room. Have some fun. Oh. Go wild. Let's see, anything else? I actually have no reason to be in there. Can I make it to Int's house before? Ah, no. It is only night time. Yeah. Oh. Gotta get some cans. Come on, pick up the litter. You need to be responsible. Let's see. And oh no, it makes no sense for me to try to expend any more energy. Let's see. I don't think anyone's going to pop up, but it's wishful thinking. Because I'm still in the morning stage. I'm like, I remember when Ent used to show up. I remember when things used to be so fun. And now, like, they're gone. And everything's gloomy. Alright, go on. Let's see. Any extra cutscenes? Oh, what's it called? Elvis is mopping. Hey, good to see you. Oh, that's just it. Let's see. Boy, howdy. Gonna grow a lot more. I guess probably the wishful thinking is that I grow enough rice to be able to feasibly not need to water all the plants. Or I have to just buy the bucket up and buy the bucket. I have no idea what I'm gonna have for dinner today. I know I have leftover ziti I cooked. I got really emotional because like it was always like a comfort food like Ma would make. So it's one of those things where, what's it called? I was always like, oh man, I'm not sure if I'll be able to make this. But then like I actually like made it and it's just as good. And I'm like, when you're able to make cooking that's as good as home cooking, like it's hard not to get a little like, I guess kind of choked up about it. Oh no, some of these died. Why did these die? These cashews. Oh, I guess the water killed it. It's such a buzzkill. Ugh. I thought I did everything right, but I only did everything wrong. At least these weren't expensive. It would have been demoralizing if, like, I spent too much. Oh dang, what's it called? Marshall and Marie are out. She said she was nominated for some kind of medal or merit. Really? To celebrate it? Yes. Apparently her work is valued highly. I'm not surprised. Like, who was that pony? Let's see, limes. Alright, the apples are in there. I have another day of a ton of rice, so I think I might just fill in the void with a lot of rice. Just as I always do. Like we always do with this time. Can I pick anything else? No. Alright, afternoon. Oh, there's no... That's just planting. No, don't yawn too much. It's only because of a tired work day. Pony burst into a huge grin. Just for a moment, then back to work. Oh man, I forgot to visit the potato. Watch me move across the room like I'm crazy. Alright. Man, I remember listening to that song like forever. It was like Funky Galileo. Time to eat and rest. Here, here. You know that music Taro plays on the loudspeaker every morning? He says that playing it helps unify us in rhythm and purpose. It's all Anarchian. It's not my favorite, frankly. Hey, good to see you. Yeah, there was a song called like Funky Galileo that I played like on repeat when it came out. Like it was like maybe a couple years ago. It's a bit of a cheesy song, but what's it called? It's hard not to be suckered in. I know the VMAs were recent. I didn't hear. I heard a couple things about it, but what's it called? I feel like I didn't miss out on too much. I know the Chappell Roan stuff has been pretty awesome. What's it called? But I think the only other thing aside from her was like apparently they gave like multiple awards to Katy Perry, including one that was just like the Video Vanguard one makes sense because that's like a kind of a lifetime achievement sort of thing. But I think they were like, what is like the best MTV moment? And I'm like, you just it was like the iconic performance award. That was nonsense. What was that about? I saw all of the nominations and all of them were like iconic except for that one. Like what's it called? Like the Beyonce like pregnancy reveal. Like what's it called? The Eminem one where like all of the Slim Shadys like left a car. Like the Lady Gaga one with paparazzi where halfway through the performance her like chest is gushing out. Yeah, I got at least like 2 Madonna ones, like the most like, one of the more iconic ones, but also the what's it called? The Britney Spears one. Like these are things that have gotten like headlines. Roar was just to promote Roar. There was nothing fun about this. Wait a second, a tool. What is this thing? Pony sword. What can this sword be used for? But yeah, the Madonna Britney Christina one is like one of the most iconic moments. I swear. Like, what's it called? Yeah, there was a news thing. That was like a major event growing up. The lip lock. Like roar. Roar my butt. Yeah. I swear. I feel like that was probably like the defining moment like for like a while on like the VMAs. Or at least it seemed like every time the new VMAs came out, like everyone was trying to like do something that is as like just wild as that or as impactful as that. I think probably there was a lot of moments where people were just like stand out like this is wild, but like probably within that point there was like a huge gap I think between like the Britney Spears like Madonna lip lock and like the Taylor Swift Kanye moment. But I know that what's it called? I'm not sure if there's been anything as like. I feel like the last big thing that happened at the VMAs was probably the Miley Cyrus like twerking on like Robin Thicke thing. That was a pretty big one at the time. 2014, 15, 16. It's hard to think about anything that was like really nuts. Yeah, and honestly, I feel like that could have gotten in over Roar. Sorry, it's just like one of those double takes where I'm like, that's something that you guys thought was like impactful. That one. Surprised he didn't get nominated, but I guess it's less iconic, more infamous. Yeah, I think it's one of those things where it's like that caused like a lot. Just a chain reaction. Oh no, I forgot the Miley "What's good" moment. That's another one where like people were like, that was probably like one of the bigger ones like recently. I was like, I guess recently I've been trying to watch these videos like just I think I was watching a ton of videos just on like people this guy talking about like all of the VMAs that have happened like probably since like maybe like the 90s ish. He's still making videos, but like every new one is just like, oh yeah, like some of them you could tell nothing really happened, and then like some of them are like, this is the year that this happened. This is the year that this person stormed the stage, or that they had to do these measures. Yeah, it was like, I think this guy from New Zealand has been doing like all of these videos on like, this VMA was a hot mess, or this VMA was a hot mess, and like, it's just been really entertaining because it's a lot of it's like a time capsule. Like some of it feels like it's still like super relevant, but I feel like it's nice to do like really old award shows for something as cool and hip as MTV. Because MTV was one of those things where it's supposed to kind of be a finger on the pulse on what like people listen to, especially younger people. So like some of it was interesting because it was like this is like something that's now considered like classic. And then other times it's like, oh man, like this person could only exist in this year. Like I watched like one of the videos recently. It was on like one of the late 90s ones, like I think like 98. And that was the year that like Natalia Imbrugalia's like Torn came out. The I'm all out of fame, this is how I feel. And it's like, oh man, like that won an award. It's like you kind of just like locked into these like moments in time where everyone's like, this is what the future feels like. Oh, Pony's gone. Where's Pony? I just learned, yeah, it was pretty wild to hear that like Torn had a different version. I think for the first time in a while, or the first time like I heard like the original version and like the sort of like hard, it was like almost like a little more rockish. It was really interesting. They hated that I smoked in the last con. You don't give me much guff about it. Appreciate you. Oh, no, I didn't mean to hit you with this. But yeah. Or like it's always one of those things where like he gives a lot of added context to like the things that have happened like around them. So there'll be a point where like it'll be like, these two are on stage, by the way, they were beefing. It's like, by the way, like it's like they were kind of like against each other at this point. Or sometimes I'll just see the thumbnail and I'll be like, oh no, this is the year this happened. Like I think like with a lot of the early 90s ones, like the thumbnail would have like a very hyper specific moment where like you wouldn't remember like what music might have been around that time, but then you see the thumbnail and you're like, oh no, this is the year that like, what's it called, like Courtney Love threw something at Madonna, they had like a tiff, or what's it called, this is the time when like, what's it called, RuPaul told Milton Berle that he's wearing like diapers now. Yeah, I love pop culture history. Like, it's such a fun there's always really fun deep dives. Or like sometimes I'll just go on a Wikipedia page of like a certain like year or a certain thing. I gotta look into that. Pop culture essays. Learning about pop culture is fun. Yeah, like it's one of those things. RuPaul and Milton Berle on the same show. I feel like it might have been the same year that like Kurt Cobain got a picture with RuPaul. So that's just something that's immortalized now. 93. But yeah, growing up, I used to really like in high school, I had like a weird period in time where I really like to watch like really like ancient like clips of like Celebrity Deathmatch, just because it's like you really know what era and like time in history. Like some of this is like one of those things where like it can be dated, but like also dated in the sense that like these are bits in time in history when like these celebrities like were known for this. Like there's like what's it called, like there was like a Robert Downey Jr. one where like it was most of it was just focused on the fact that like he was in a lot of legal trouble at the time, and you're just like, oh man, like this is what he looked like back then. This little clay puppet of him is just like what people knew him for, and not being like what's it called, the Iron Man. I feel like old SNL episodes would be really fun to watch, just because like all the guest hosts have their own kind of like things. That's always like a capsule in time. Not only like people promoting whatever movies are coming up, but artists promoting their upcoming things. Sometimes it's just nice to go on like Hulu or go on like let's say like a list of the episodes and just be like, oh man, this was the year where what's it called? This all happened. There was one account on Twitter I love that was like, what's it called? All of the musical guests that were like on SNL at a certain point. It was really funny to check like the comment below that was just like, yeah, this was the comment. It's like, this was their performance. This was the last time they were allowed on this show because they were banned for this. Not that hard being on your own. Com really tried to drill in our heads it would be difficult. Though you do get to miss some things. But yeah. All of the band SNL performances are so iconic, yeah. Because it would just be, yeah, like this Sinead O'Connor, Rage Against the Machine. Like, I feel like there was like one in the 80s where they were just like, somebody like flicked off the camera or they said something backstage and got them banned. It's always iconic. But yeah, I'm definitely thankful. It's weird to say I'm thankful for Celebrity Deathmatch, but at least I'm thankful that they introduced me to like Beck and Bjork, because they had fought each other on the TV show. And I'm just like, man, I'm being introduced to really good music through this. Elvis Costello interrupts his own set to play a song they told him not to. That's always a really fun one, where it's just like, please don't play this song, and then they're like, yeah, sure. And it's just like, let's play this one out loud. Lauren was just flipping him off behind the camera the whole time. Hey, you and Carol chat amicably, nice. I have to look into some of them. I remember that account had also some fun trivia of just like, what's it called? Like Macaulay Culkin introducing Tin Machine, and then it's just being like, by the way, Tin Machine was like an experimental like David Bowie like, what's it called, like thing where he like really liked industrial like rock at some point. Or like gothic, like kind of like industrial rock. And wanted to like mimic a lot of that. Let's see. How many of these can I like break before? No, don't break the wall. It's like you're expending energy that you don't have. I watched that episode and got Bowie jump scared. Because you're just like... I imagine that arrow was also pretty wild for it as well. It's just like, ladies and gentlemen, Tin Machine, and then you just see him with like, maybe like a soul patch. Did he have a soul patch? Or like really short hair? Let's see, we got 2 of these. Oh, not the afternoon. Oh dang, I don't have to plant Jack. Or I have to water Jack. I got the rain. The rain is on my side. He did in fact have a soul patch once. It was awful. I'm a bias against soul patches. It was huge back then. I feel like I think the image of David Bowie with a soul patch is because I saw him in like, I think one of the times he was nominated in the VMAs, it was for the I Hate Americans song that he did with like Trent Reznor from 9 Inch Nails, and like Trent's like chasing him through the streets while he has his little soul patch and is just like skidding across traffic. or I think it's I'm Afraid of Americans, the song. And it's just him like being chased through the streets. I know, Mom. We got your room ready and everything. Your dad put your old bed back together. It's only a moment. Thanks, Dad. All's worked out. I've been using it when your mom's all snoring too loud. What are you doing today? Is there going to be a party? Well, they don't really do birthdays outside of Big Com, so no plans. I was gonna... Who's that? Who's with you? Rachna. Rachna, this is my mom and dad. Is Rachna related to your decision not to come home? Nice to meet you. Hi. Are you here to take our baby away from her birthday? She's had a tough time making friends. Okay, Mom, what did I say? What's it called? Just stopping by. I'm her friend. I'd say, because it's like I'm not just a friend, but just stopping by seems a little too... Hold on. I guess I'm her friend. Let's see. We're friends. Can't believe she's all grown up. Only yesterday she was rolling around naked in the garden. Ma, call over. Gotta go. Happy birthday, Pony. We love you. Happy birthday. Oh, in the garden? Oh, just happy birthday. Oh, don't you start too. Did you really come by for my birthday? No, I didn't know you celebrated. Well, you know now. And now you met my folks. So, can I get a birthday kiss? Yeah. Oh, BB. Don't need to blow up my wish candle anymore. Happy birthday to me. Do I have any gifts? Here, have an apple. Oh, she doesn't take gifts. Alright, sorry about the ad. I tried to make it as short as possible so that it's not too much of a burden. But, sometimes it'd be a burden. I told you about my old com, right? 2,000 of us. Big culture of cooking, potlucks every day. We all share one giant kitchen, 20 times the size of this one at least. Lots of cooks in it though. Let's see, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Alright, we're back. I take this snail with me. Yeah. It's pretty interesting to hear that. What's it called? That Trent's gonna be doing the, I think the new Tron, like, soundtrack. I'm very curious about it. I know that, what's it called? It's something I kind of gotta feel out. But a lot of his movie soundtracks have been pretty solid. Grasses grow so far. Such a pain to trudge through when I'm hungry. Again. I played a lot of Quake. I forgot a new Tron movie was ever happening. Yeah, I know it's one of those things where they kind of just like snuck it in. They were like announcing all of their superhero movies, and then they were like, oh yeah, by the way, Tron's here. I know that a lot of the anti-hype is because, what's it called? I think Jared Leto's in it, but I think it ended up catching people back around because like you're getting new Trent music and it's gonna be like industrial. Yeah. Yeah, one of the, what's it called? I think maybe like last year I ended up getting like Quake because I heard that he had done the soundtrack for it. It was such a good time. It's such a good time playing through like some really old boomer shooters. I think that was it called. Like I recently got like an update for or because of Doom 1 and 2. Yeah, because I know Quake, like their big thing was I think Quake 1 had like a ton of like Nine Inch Nails like ambiance music. Where like he did the score, but like he also did like some of the voices for like the guy. So sometimes when you hear like ha ha while he's like jumping, like I'm like, oh yeah, this kind of sounds like Trent a little bit. It was like just a tad. But yeah, another really good thing was finding out because I bought like Doom like a couple Halloweens ago. I ended up getting like, I guess, a copy of Doom 1 plus 2, which was like the recent like big update, but they kind of just like dolled up Doom to such an extent. I'm like, it's been really nice to like play through a bit of it on my own time. But yeah, I haven't played Quake 2, but I feel like part of that's because I'm like, I don't want to like quite get out of that like, what's it called, the industrial kind of like medieval sort of like space that Quake was in. It's such a good vibe. You just have like this kind of like these really dank castles full of like mutated like armor dudes. You just hear like it's still fairly ambient, but I feel like part of the fun is kind of seeing like how he was able to translate like kind of the industrial rock into like a sort of like ambient like game soundtrack. I think that I think also because of that, like Quake 2 is like a different dude as like the composer. Sonic Mayhem was the composer of number 2, but number 1 was what's it called? Trent and Nine Inch Nails. Yeah. Let's see. I think I might do one more day, and then I'm gonna call it. Come on, you can put this stuff away. It's okay. You're allowed to. Let's see. Get all this rice out of the way. Pick up some extra rice just in case. You put the apples in here. There we go. Grab some of these eggs. There we go. Min, hurry, how's it going? Seen Carol? Ah, never mind, I'll find him. Probably an admin. Man, I'm getting quite a few things. I got some bananas, I got, what's it called, some limes. Good stuff. Good stuff all around. Perfect. Get some of this rice going. Alright. The water's all damp, so that should be good. Yeah, I can sell like all of these. This is a good haul. Let's see. Let's get like 5 more of these apples. As many as I can. Go set that down, maybe get some more seeds from Pony. Feel like I'm getting to the point where I might need to buy that like multi-planter. Pony bursts into a huge grin, kiss for a moment, and then back to work. Let's see, let's get an extra lime. Let's get like a couple cabbages. There we go. I shouldn't go too overzealous, because I also need to take into consideration what's going to survive. Oh boy, it's more rain. Oh, I should probably, let's see, sword. Bye. Bye bye. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. And then we got some rice ones still. Move you out the way. Then get another rice in. Hello, Beal, how's it going? Oh, sorry, what's it called? I'm on like my last big day before I head off and get some dinner, but what's it called? It's a bit on the quieter end because I'm playing some Before the Green Moon. I'm doing a little farming. Oh, is it my voice? I feel like I turned up the volume for it quite a bit. I didn't want to blast out the mic too much, but I know that sometimes. Alright, go on. Alright, Crypto, how's it going? How's it going? I am currently, maybe I'll squeeze in an extra. It's a 6-4. It's a bit on the late side. Oh, my voice is low. Maybe I need to be closer to the mic. I think because I'm a little. It's like I need to do a smidge because it's one of those things where it gets like a little blasted out. Sometimes my voice gets a little blasted out. I like the food here, pretty good. While I work, I try to imagine my next moves. I was thinking about the big calm today. I like the idea of neighborhoods. Different places, different feelings, but still connected. Pony doesn't speak fondly of it, but we disagree on a lot of things. Yeah, like when you're close to him. I think that's the thing where it's like I get a little bit worried. I think in a lot of my other streams, like I'm kind of like, I guess like shouting a bit sometimes. Like I think with Pokemon, like sometimes I'm voicing a character and I'm like, ah! And I blow out the mic. And it's like, what's it called? Is that okay? Should I be blowing out the mic? Let's get some snails. At this point, it's just like collecting snails. Should see how Carol's doing. Maybe he's like off to something. Come on. I know it's almost nighttime. I hope I can Get this. Activates his inner energy when poking. Voicing. I feel like there was a point where there was like a lot of story, and I was just like, oh man, I'm just gonna have to sit down and read all of this. I'll see you, Crypto. You and Carol chat amicably. I feel like in Before the Green Moon, it's just me doing a ton of like southern accents. Just being like, oh golly, how's it going, everyone? So it's a little more quieter. I'm not like having to be like, no, not this time. I won't lose, no matter what. Wrong the moment he's like fourth. I think I feel like I startled quite a few people every time like Carmine like went on like a huge tangent. Cause like sometimes I would pull out like my like Venom voice whenever Carmine like freaked out on someone. Like she'd just be like, ugh, Drayton. And then my voice would just be like, ugh, Drayton. And it would really scare people. I'm like, oh no, I'm not trying to be scary. I'm just, what's it called? Getting a little animated with it. Reading and trying to change my voice for an Omyoji event. Red Mood really gave me a road trip. Yeah, sometimes it feels a little difficult to try to like, when you want to like put in the effort for a voice, but sometimes like, you know it's not going to be one that's kind on your throat. I feel like that's what happened with the Mr. Saguaro, like in Pokemon, where he's like the big dude. So I just kept on blowing out my voice, doing like a sort of like Xavier Renegade Angel voice of like, hello everyone, today we will be learning a lot about battle points. One game that killed my throat was Ace Attorney. I was playing the Great Ace Attorney a lot last year, and like there were like points where I was just doing like really, I was like kicking myself because I would just have like really strange voices for like particular characters. I was a little upset for a time because like I feel like there was a character I really didn't like who happened. What's it called? Who I did a really funny voice for, and they were like, every time you do a voice now I'm just thinking of that character you don't like. Where I gave him just a really cowardly kind of like, oh no, what's going on? I don't like this. I was on Ace Attorney for years. In general, Ace Attorney was like throat just with the objections, yeah. Overruled. Oh no, what's it called? The voice I did for what's his name? It was like kind of like a Jeremy Irons voice I did for what's it called? Like the kind of the antagonistic lawyer. And it would just be me like making my voice hoarse by being like, allow me to be disturbed from this hollow chalice. Pray forgiveness for the discourtesy of throwing my barefoot wine glass across the room. The sheriff frees his men and probably is dirtying the crime scene with his fries. Oh yeah, that's another one. What's his name? The guy who had his chips. The inspector in The Great Ace Attorney. That dude used to make my voice blown out. Tobias Gregson. He used to make me blow my voice out. He'd just be like, hold it right there. You're not supposed to be there. It's like a British version of like, I guess like Pete from like Disney. Hold it right there, sir. Hold it right there. Putting just like what's it called? Putting his leg on the table, being like, I am goat-seeing in discourtesy. God damn, Elvis, it's good today. You better believe. My old calm. People don't tend to leave, but I left. I remember when there was a couple who left when I was young. We used to sing songs about them starving to death. Makes me a little sick now. Good to see you. I remember I'd have to like have Manuka honey next to my table, and I was like, man, my throat's bad. Imagine voicing for Asta. Oh yeah, Asta from Blue Clover. Or no, Black Clover, my bad. I remember he used to get a lot of crap from people because he used to just be like, ah! It used to be the guy that does like Bakugo that used to get a lot of like those kind of comments because he did like Accelerator from like a certain scientific railgun or a certain magical index or railgun, and like he would just have like these like screeches every time. It would be like it'd be like, wow, you're blowing out your voice. I feel like he even does it a little bit with Bakugo where it's just like Shina. But like the laughter he used to do as Accelerator was just like legendary stuff where you're like, man, this dude's shredding his voice just to do this cackle. Just like this like monkey screech. I'm just like, wah, wah. It's wonderful. Man, everyone's busy today. Let's see. Yeah, the things we sacrifice for art, and it's like, man, all these like seiyuu and voice actors like shredding their voice. I always feel horrible whenever I used to feel really horrible whenever like what's it called? I think there was like a point where there was like a short stretch of time where like the new voice of Shinji, like Casey Mongillo, like kept on getting these roles where they would have to scream off the top of their lungs. Like I remember like watching the old one watching the new one being like, is it gonna be as good? And I'm like, oh yeah, the method that this actor took to scream, it was like blowing out their voice, like sounding like they're being tortured just to like do an anime. Like I really like their voice acting because of Nahobino and like Chilichuk, but like I was like, come on, like it's like don't let them make you shred your voice. Don't let Netflix make you shred your voice. I know one big one is Asobi Asobase, the actress that played Hanako. She isn't in as much, and she needs to be. But like for that particular role as Hanako, like that's one where they just make her scream, like screech, like bloody murder every time. Like I know the big scene that people keep posting is the one where like she kind of dares like one of her classmates to smack her butt really hard. She's like, no, do it. And then like at some point, like when like her classmate gets conviction, she's like, that's silly, huh? Like, I don't think you I'm not actually saying you should. And then like the classmate's like, no, I have full conviction now. You just hear this big smack and then just like it's like just like this voice just going wild. I think probably my favorite recent voice that was just like screeching has been like in SNT5 Vengeance with the whoever they got to play like Ippon Datara, which was like the big metal man with like one leg, who's like kind of just like covered in like a sheet of armor. And anytime you hear that like demon's voice, or it's like a demon in the game, like almost like a persona-ish, like you hear the voice and it's just like this distorted like It's funny, they made him a navigator where he like follows you around, and every time he finds like a little trinket for you, you still hear him like just like and it's like, wow, this dude's like really putting his all into these like screeches. It's beautiful. And you know, a lot of distortion is like through like just kind of the microphone, but it's just really funny to just hear this like just a game where like most of the characters are like, hello, how's it going? Or like, yeah, check this out. And then you just get this one demon that's just like just like having a real like deep desire to just like get funny with it. What a wonderful game, SNT5 Vengeance. Oh man, I can smell the food outside. I should probably head out. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end stream now. I've been playing for quite a bit. I'm finally out. Let's see, this was a pretty... Let me save and then quit. And thank you all for coming along. It was so awesome. And thank you all for staying along. Thank you, Fredo, for sticking along, hearing me ramble. Oops. Hearing me ramble about, like, what's it called? Like, pop culture. And, like, PlayStation and such. I need to find somebody. Because we have some nice terrain. Yeah, time for, what's it called? The DJ to rest. Oh, we have a wonderful raid at the moment. We can... Let me get... What's it called? Just saw the tracing. King Zexo, he is one of my brothers. One of my, what's it called? My model brothers. From the same parents. But just in case this is your first time, I'm Roka. I am an alien from beyond the stars. And one of my things that make me all alien is these eyes. I am a cafe owner by day, but at night I moonlight as a radio host, a DJ. But in case you have not heard, I am one of my alien parts, one of my alien aspects is my beauty mark. So when I poke my beauty mark and I poke the mic, I can send out all kinds of positive vibes across the airwave. Let's get that raid going. We're gonna be seeing Friendle, where are going to be watching Xenogears or Xenoblade. Until next time, I'll be seeing you all. Bye. Oh yeah, alien and cat owner. Oh, I'm Mana. Yes.
Any type of thing. Oh, Ragna!
Hello. Welcome.
Hello. How are you, Ragna? Oh, Fredel? Am I saying that right? Fredel? Alien Ragna sent to say hello. Hello, everybody. It's me, your host, Geek Zexo. I play games wrong all the time, as you're gonna see in a couple of minutes. I'm playing Xenoblade Chronicles with my friend Box today. I hope stream was good. How's Green Moon?